I stood there shocked with my heart beating hard as if it sought to penetrate and escape my chest. I held tight my hair with my left hand, pulling it off as if I sought to detach it from my head. In my right hand I held a knife blade dripping blood. Blood took a blood. I looked at my dad lying down on the floor, gasping for air. My mom leaning her back against the wall, trying to stand but falling back onto the floor. Her face swollen, turning purple and blue, her lips cracked, and tears mixed with blood running her face. Son, what have you done? She asked with a soft whispering voice, and then she cried. I have seen her like this before, but have never seen myself like this before. I looked at my dad taking his last breath, and then looked at the knife that I held in my hand. My hand started shaking. I let loose, and the knife fell down onto the floor. These things, I only see them in movies, but here I am partaking on the scene. My mom, like a reckless chair, she kept on moving, but she wasn't getting anywhere. She then asked me again, but this time calling me by name. Thobela, what have you done? I have raised you to being a different man, my son, but this makes you no different from me. I have never imagined the seed of my womb being this cold-hearted, and I couldn't wait for her to complete her statement. I said, it is already done, man. He's gone and he's not coming back for you. Not to shift the blame, Mom, but if you had perceived that first slap being a life threat and took a first step, we wouldn't be here. If he had lit up a spark of love in his heart, this house today wouldn't be painted with blood, and my heart wouldn't be this cold. He used to call me a fool, Mom. He used to call me a fool while making a fool out of you, Mama. This is what fools do. And yes, you raised me to being a different man, and yes, I am a different man. For he only punched and kicked you out of anger and hatred, and I only stepped and killed him out of love and just. And all you had to do was to walk away while still standing on your feet, for now you are stuck on the floor with broken ribs, can't even crawl away from his lifeless body. If I had not done this to him, he would have done it to you. And all you had to do was to walk away while still talking to my mom. I felt a hand tapping my back. I stood there cold with my eyes closed, and I turned. Opening my eyes, that's when I woke up from that terrible dream. Getting out of bed, I saw to myself that I'm going to preach. Preaching to each and every woman who's constantly abused to walk away while they still can. For that first slap is an attempted murder. That punch in your face is a murder. That kick in your ribs is your burial. For when you're already done, dead and buried, you cannot explain this. When you're already done, dead and buried, you will not say you will change. When you're already done, dead and buried, you cannot walk away.
That's beautiful, that's beautiful.
When I pull up in the spot, they be asking what I got. Yes, for an extra mile, an extra inch for the dot. When I pull up in the spot, better show me what you got. Red beam, head shot.
To another smashing episode of Podcast with Soul. My name is Samuel Soul, and this is a very special episode. It's a very special episode. Mm-hmm. Let's welcome our guest. He goes by the name of Lala's Kulu. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me, my guy.
Yeah, just give us a little bit of introduction, what you do. And that was a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
That was a beautiful piece. Just tell people at home, just give them a little bit of what you do.
My name is Lala's Kulu. I was born a long time ago. I do music, poetry. I do creative writing, especially. And one thing that I'm passionate with is just strategizing in life. I'm a guy who likes strategizing, coming up with something, building something from nothing, you know. So I'm overall creative artist and performing art artist. That's who I am, originally born in Limpopo. Came to Gauteng, landed in Deep Sloot in 2016.
Okay.
So how many years I have? 6 to 7 years in Deep Sloot. Yeah. So I've been renting. I feel like I renovated the room. So part of me feels like, hey, you've been here, my guy. You've been there.
Take us through your journey, from your music journey to your radio presentation and you performing art and poetry. Take us, how did it all start?
Yo, it's a very interesting question, my guy. I'm a child who grew up in a farm in Limpopo. Babita Sarabani. So and you know, when I was a child, I would be locked up in a room the whole day because I wasn't going to school. Other kids ever at school and now I was in a farm. That's where my parents dumped me.
So you were homeschooled or?
Not homeschooled. I wasn't going to school at all. At the age of 8. I was not going to school.
Yeah.
You know, my parents just left me there to stay with my aunt. And you know, my aunt was still fixing my papers and stuff because at that age I didn't have a birth certificate. There was no way I could register school.
Obviously, those papers.
Yeah, those papers. You understand? So when I was locked up in that room, you know, when my aunt was at work, because playing outside was dangerous. There was a whole lot of stuff in that farm, right? There were snakes, there was a dangerous dog that was always guarded or that was, you know, these pit bulls of now.
Yeah, like
that was and you know, amazingly, that dog was my age. It was born 1992.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, but it was still there in 2001.
It lived that long.
It lived that long. It died in 2005. Yeah. So when I was there, I would watch TV, you know. Remember, on SABC 1 there was still Channel O. I don't know if Channel O was still a channel. Was a channel by then, but it used to be a program on SABC that was called Channel O. And there was what we call One, before it changed to Skupisa Mandela and all that.
It was One,
they were playing music the whole day. And I used to watch the Msawawa. He was 8 years old, I was 8 years old, and I was like, how did this kid of my age get here? And something in me always told me that you are going to be like this guy, or even better.
Yeah, even
bigger and better, you know. And every time my aunt, when she comes back from work, I would tell her what I saw on TV, and I would dance, you know, do those moves, and she would be like, she used to tell me that you're going to be a star. You're going to be a star. You're going to be someone. You have that name when you move, you know. And then sometimes they get like the voice and you can. She always told me you can, you know.
So she always believed in your dreams.
She always believed in my dreams. Even though I also didn't know what my dream was going to be. I didn't know I was gonna be a kwaito star or I was gonna be a rapper or a dancer. Could have been anything. I didn't see myself being a poet, but then I would listen to Bongo Muffin and I would give the poem with that Stone Sarai. You know,
because stones,
you know,
his poetry is just on another level.
On another level. You know, I would do everything that I see, I would do, because a child is like an NTCB. A child would record everything.
Everything's happening.
You understand? So I would record that. I grew up like that. Then, unfortunately, when I went to, I had long hair. I had long hair when in that age, you know, and then my aunt the following year, she was school and registered, and
so they used to allow that?
They used to allow that in primary. And then when I did grade 7, there was a teacher that gave me, grade 6, there was a teacher that gave me a name, Arekela Bongo Mafi. Because now I remember Bongo Mafi. Like people who don't know the name, Banana Mafikizolo is that lady.
Yeah. That's how it is.
You understand? Yeah, they don't see there's a group. They think
see one individual, they're like, yeah, it's your name.
You understand? So I think Nana or Bongo Mafi get that guy. I don't know if his name is Jasid or Express It. What it reads was Jasid. Yeah. So I'm Peter Bongo Mafi, and I started writing songs. And I would write the poem with a Stone Sarai, Neketwala Diversita, Tears, Another Chance, And then when I went to high school, my aunt died. And when my aunt died, I needed something that can motivate her. And I chose to write my own songs, to tell my stories through music. And then
So at the time you were still staying with her?
Was staying with her when I was writing the other artists. But when she passed on in 2008, when I was going to high school, and then I started writing my own music, my own songs. I would write reggae music, I would write hip-hop music. I would focus more on hip-hop because it was a thing that was, trying to dominate by then. You remember with Akon, but then Wayne.
That was an era. That was the golden era of hip-hop at the time.
So, and people by that time, the artists that time, they were so motivated. You remember that Amir, Lollipop, they had hundreds of remixes. Like every artist had their own remix.
That's how Lil Wayne was the most influential
artist
and one
by
of the biggest
then.
hip-hop artists. Everybody was at that era. He used to call himself I am hip-hop, and he was hip-hop.
He was hip-hop, my guy. It was Lil Wayne, it was Akon. Akon was on every chorus. Any rap I had, Akon, they were all there, and then that was my most motivation to write by that time. So that's why even now my strong point in my songs is a chorus. I learned that from Akon.
So before any verses,
I make sure that the chorus is catchy. It's someone that it's a chorus that even a child of 8 years could actually understand and vibe with it. And then when I write my verses, then I go for either flows or a punchline. Either flow or punchline. My music, if it doesn't flow, there's a punchline word to word. You understand? Such things I learned from the likes of Boomer 7, the underground, people who are not, even now, they are not in the game, but I still believe that they are talent.
They're not in the mainstream game, but they're in the game.
Yeah, there. CHAZ, My 7, F Easy.
I remember F Easy.
F Easy. Yeah, my storytelling was inspired by F Easy. He's the guy that I would listen. All his songs by that time, they had story. It was just a story. You understand? So it was a story from here to here. And that's what I was doing. That's what I'm still doing. Even if a song is a hit, or you call it what? These songs that are too vibey. What do you guys call them? You call them 10-ups.
10-ups.
Yeah. Even if it's a 10-up, my songs, it will always have a storyline. I learned that from FEs. But when it comes to hooks, I make sure that I maintain standards are equal. It has to be something that is catchy, that everyone will love. Even if I'm not singing, I'm rapping on it, but it has to be that thing. And then again, I continued from there, my guy. 2010, that's when I got recognized as an artist in 2010, because I was a member of Love Life.
At the time, you still in Limpopo at the time, right?
I'm still in Limpopo, my guy. I joined Love Life. I did my first single, and then when I did my first single, I made sure when I did my first single, submitted for radio, was accepted by Thobela Fm in 2011. Then there was a competition called Hip Hop Heritage. I entered. I became, in first week, I eliminated everyone who was part of the competition. Then it was just me, a guy called Mutlahasi, and a guy called Mupiti. There were 3. But when I entered, there were 11 artists. And then they closed the competition. When I went there to make a follow-up, they told me that the sponsors pulled out. Made my own research, I found out what I found out, and I was like, but it's okay, we do more about Tuesday, But Thobela Fm by that time gave me a bit of exposure, because they would invite me to come and do jingle for their youth
programs.
Yeah, so I would go there to Thobela Fm and do jingles. And it was too much of a hype for a high school student. I know I was older by then. I was above 18 because I started school late. That time, I was 7, so I was still a high school kid. So I behaved like a high school kid, even if I was above 18. You understand? Yeah. So the hype was too much, and everybody wanted to work with me because, then I got some local comrades from a certain political party. They registered me for their youth league.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So they registered you as an artist or as just a member?
No, as a member. Like that. And we would get, when there's the rallies,
Yeah, yeah.
They would come big name, big artist, bruh. You know, I shared stage with the artist like Winnie Kumalo was still fire by then.
Yeah, she was during those era, she's still big, like she was big.
Yeah, when she was promoting that song, I was performing. Yeah. I was performing, but I remember even her dancers came to me, Banyaka autograph.
Jesus.
You know what that hype would do to a young, a high school kid, upcoming, bro. Yo, and then I went crazy. I was like, nah, I made it, bro. One thing that I wasn't thinking of.
Yeah.
These people I'm performing with, they got paid real money, bro. Where's my money?
So for you, it was exposure. It was more of like
exposure, but bro. I'm above 18, man. I can sign consent form for myself and say, yeah, I performed here and this is how much I charge. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking some of the events I was performing at, there was somebody representing me as a manager.
At that time?
Yeah, there was somebody who was booking me.
Because already you were just excited that
I'm getting a platform, I'm performing. And that's what they would tell me. No, they would actually tell me that you are saving the organization. Which organization?
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. But then, by that time, I was just, overwhelmed by the hype, and I thought everything was okay, was cool. I did what I did after school in Nakfeta because I failed grade 11 twice. You could imagine the hype of music. I just wanted to do music.
Do music, nothing else.
Yeah, but there was a year that I decided, in 2013, because I did grade 11 in 2011, I failed. 2012 I failed. 2018 then I decided I'm gonna pass. And I focused more on my studies.
Then you became with the music on the side in the time.
Yeah, I would just go to studio, but I wasn't performing that much. Just go to studio, kind of holiday. And then I decided that I wanna change. And even the group, I changed.
Yeah, it's one of the things that they'll say.
Exactly, my guy. Then I decided to write solo. And writing solo, I decided to be a leader at school. I remember I was even teaching grade 12 paper 2 literature when I was in grade 11 because I was good. I was the only child in my school to understand old English. Then they would give me platform at school. And I always wanted a platform
to actually showcase what you can do.
Yeah, if you can give me a platform to showcase, I unleash myself. I did that, man. I passed my grade 11, became the best learner in my second, even awarded, got certificate for that. Went to grade 12. I passed. It wasn't bachelor, it was diploma, but it opened so many doors because everywhere I applied for job, not for furthering my studies.
But you never thought about furthering your studies?
I did, my guy.
I mean, at that time, at that period.
I did when I passed, but here's the thing. When I passed my matric, I never got a chance to sit down and think of anything.
Because you had to push.
Somebody just came to my house. Everyone Limpopo saw my potential and they gave it them. They gave it them. There are those who gave it them because they wanted to see me somewhere, see me going somewhere. There are those who wanted to benefit from that. So there's a guy that came to my home and said, my guy, we are opening a radio station. Let's go there. You're going to be a presenter. Because by that time, the Shejika trend I'm only phone about to Nikidira Ditaba, Marikidira in a form, in a joke, comedy form. Yeah. So they're so passionate that when you go about a new presenter, plus Thobela Fm, people are gonna love you. People loved me. Like I went there was a radio called Comrade FM. Shout out to them. They
so it was a local radio station.
Community radio station. Yeah, it's still operating, just that the management is new now. And when I was there, they taught me the basics of radio production and presenting. Before they could go on air, now I was already fed up. I'm a spiritual person, my God. And all spiritual people, if you don't know, that's why most of them bad relationships are not the last. It's because they get irritated.
Yeah, with things. Yeah.
If there's any negative spirit around them, they want to leave. Whether company or lawyer, you understand? I do more than the negative image. Or maybe talk about problem more. Tomo everyone. So hey, can feel out you
just want to leave.
Yeah, but already I had the experience. They gave me the experience I needed. So I came to Duke Street. It was in 2016 because I only worked with them in 2015. 2016 when I got here, I hollered Afro FM. Shout out to Bongali, gave me a platform. I met a guy called Dubagi. He was a marketing manager there.
Okay.
And then I told him, Kinyakaho, you can present. Then I also want you to play my music. But you have to choose one. If we play your music, you're not
you can't present. You can't be presented and you play music.
You know, but never shot like the presenter. So they call me. They're like, I'm not a jazz presenter. Can you come do jazz? Ooh, I only know hip hop. What do I know about jazz?
At the time, you have to adjust from being a hip hop head to actually understand what jazz is all about. Jeez.
That's huge though. The profile Jimmy Lulu, my guy. I had no choice. But I'm focused more, you know. One of the things that people should know about me, I love South Africa, my guy.
Yeah.
I love, you know, even whatever that is happening, disregarding and overlooking everything that is
else,
happening, my guy. I love this because now if you can ask me of my top 5 hip hop artists, you know, my number 1 is not from SA, but the rest of top 4.
Who's your number 1?
My number 1 artist.
Yeah.
In the whole world.
Yeah, I know.
It's Joyner Lucas. The only artist I can relate to.
Then the rest is just a local artist.
Yeah, the rest is local artists. You understand? I love locals, you know, South African art, content into you know. So Neketala more of African jazz.
Jazz than international jazz, yeah.
Yeah. Vampa hip hop. So Vampa 2 shows.
So you're actually having 2 shows?
2 shows.
So you're running that for how many years?
3 years. And I got 2 jobs. I got Africa Tikunda, and I was assisting child and youth care.
Okay. What were you doing there? Like, what was your role?
A youth program, dealing more with arts and culture, and also also working under social worker. It's more of a child and caregiver.
Yeah, caregiver. It's a caregiver.
Door to door to check out another offer. Social worker. That's when I developed passion for kids. You know, I had a passion for working with children. And then I worked there for 3 years, Kabaka Studio FM for 3 years. I resigned Studio FM in Africa Tikun
at the
same time.
Oh, you had a big opportunity to go on the platform?
No, it's just training. My guy.
For a very long time.
For a very long time.
Actually, as a creative, obviously it affects you. Because creatives, they need to be in different spaces. You can't be in the same space forever.
I don't drop it out to go. Africa took me to school.
Okay.
Going that course, young child I dropped down. And you know what my manager said? She said, you know, you can give million excuses, but now I know your one excuse why you dropped out. You got bored.
Yeah.
No, you got bored. You are an artist and you want
something that is can actually keep on triggering your mind.
But
at least it's a short course, so you can complete that running.
I can complete it, but now it was supposed to be very short. It's long for me because I get bored most of the time. I don't want to study. I can just study that period keep peeling on. I study very hard. I like 10 sessions, 11.
Yeah.
Last time I did 10, 11 sessions, there are 41. You know, I'm gonna fail, but where one second to I've been doing this boring thing
for a very long time.
I started
which is kind of understandable as a creative, you know.
Exactly, I get bored easily, my guy. I resigned. I went to Cosmo. I did radio. I continued with the radio.
Oh, you worked in
Cosmo FM. Yeah, I did that. And now I didn't like this thing. I don't feel like a school. I don't know why. Cosmo took me to.
They see potential. They see. So what kind of course were you doing when you studied at the time?
That time I was doing radio production.
Something in your line.
In line with what I enjoyed it. More especially, I didn't like the theory.
The practical part.
Yeah, I always nailed it. Then after completing that, I was supposed to join film school, but I got a certificate from that radio production. Never seen that go film school.
Oh, okay.
So I got scared, my guy.
What happened?
Cosmo, my guy, I got out later by telling into a woman. Like making 20 caname, making Cosmo. And now then I should be station can't pay me because it's an NGO.
It's an NGO,
NPO. You know, they can't pay me. You understand? So by that time I'm stranded. I need money to transport and all that, my guy. And I was just going through a lot. That's when depression started hitting me, my guy. My behavior at the station wasn't good, to be honest. there was a time where I would miss a show or not wanting to go there. They saw this guy. But they tried, the lady, Tabi, she tried to, let me begazela with this guy. Because she saw that I have a talent, I have a potential. They wanted to keep me because I have a talent. But I was like, I need to survive.
And you need to get paid.
Yeah, I stopped going there. I invited my producer from Limpopo to come here, DJ Speed. He's calling himself J Extra now. He came. We produced the track called Wambona Gorumu.
Okay.
And on that track, my guy, I think it's people, Isaac Makura offered to shoot me a music video by that time.
Okay.
Shot me a music video. I was busy with it, so it was a good distraction from my depression
from
other things. So I started, pushing that video, and then Marwasi did very mix, my guy. Wasn't getting money anyway. That's when COVID 2019. Before that, before I had a deal. Actually, even before anything, I had a deal with MTN from Vicky.
Okay.
They offered me an opportunity to perform program whenever I did about 21 years of Yellow Care. Yeah, it was 21 years of Yellow Care. So never invite her, never
So they get artists to perform in those schools at that time.
They were not getting artists. They were getting me.
So you were the only
artist. I was the main artist to perform.
So you were touring the whole country, or it was just
I was touring. I did Deep Salute, and then I did MTN Street, MTN Auditorium. I went to the MTN offices. Then they have an auditorium, a beautiful one, Then I went there, I performed there, and they were paying me very well in the time. 1,000 a minute.
What? Yeah. So how many minutes were you performing?
5 minutes. So I would need 5.
That's a lot. It's a lot of.
That's somebody's salary.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
More than somebody's salary.
Yeah, somebody's salary got it. 30 days, you make it in that period. In 5 minutes.
Exactly, my guy.
That's something else.
And name per hype and by name. This Deep Salute last time awards that happened only 1 year.
Only happened once.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Nothing. I don't know what the organizers did.
Okay.
It's no longer there. But I won. I'm happy that I've won. That says if somebody says that I'm a bad artist.
Yeah, they'll be capping. They'll be
capping. Because go PNP, I became a runner-up. And look at me. In runner-up, I was number 3, my guy. I was the only, in that top 3, I was the only hip-hop artist.
The rest,
the 2 were house artists. DJ, he was a DJ. There was a DJ who is, well connected as well, who perform a good club until serious, So I was the only hip-hop artist. So, Kabo Pitori, it's only Pitori as a rap.
As a rap, yeah.
Kabo Kamo Deep Salute, it's artist of the year.
So come on.
No, come on. No, I got my flowers. I don't care. Right now, I feel like Deep Salute, man. Deep Salute doesn't recognize.
There's so many artists in Deep Salute that will claim that they are actually mostly hip hop artists.
Yeah.
I'm the king of the North. I run the North.
What's the North?
They run Deep Salute and the North in general. Like
what's the North? Ichomakozu.
Yeah,
Riverside.
Yeah, come inside. Kings of the North, and they'll be like, okay, I'm the king of Deep Salute. I'm number 1 and all that. But
nobody's number 1, my guy. I don't want to lie to you. And not that even now myself, right now, give you fast those awards, give you fast everything, the hustle, and all that. I don't know, I'm number 1. Deep Salute.
So everybody's just, there's no king.
There's
nobody can claim the throne.
Nobody, because Deep Salute is a celebrity.
Jeez.
I'm a celebrity, my guy. I know a lot of people from Alex, nobody in would LT to buy the taste the industry. More artists in the industry. They've been closed. Just that the problem, the artists that Deep Salute. Once buy back close, but taste that it tastes. Let's
just
the Otrara handle. Then banana they made it and they fall back.
They go crazy and then they fall.
I don't like him Deep Salute, my guy. Let us like him. But next year, one thing I promise you.
You're gonna claim
next year.
You're gonna claim that.
I'm gonna fight for it. And guess what? I'm not gonna fight for it competing the artists that Deep Salute. Now I need to compete with people back in Yoko and keen amongst them. And those are the people in the industry.
Makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your first tape. It was titled what? Madiba.
Madiba.
It was an EP.
In 20, it was a mixtape.
Mixtape. Okay.
They released it in 2017. I registered the CD. I was selling like 50 CDs a day.
Jeez, man.
People loved it, my guy. Madiba, yo. Even the response on Twitter was crazy. Was crazy. You know.
But how much do you make from that tape?
My guy, I would say enough to pay quarter of the loan. There was a time I was owing Jet. Jet the keeper network, and you know they would give me the keeper bundle discount because I was using the account.
Yeah.
And I was working with this other company that I don't know. They came to now those guys were dope t-shirts.
So they print out the t-shirt.
They print out t-shirt. Before the brand is only wanna know, bruh. I was
ahead of time. Like you had your own brand at the time.
I was come on man. 2017 I sold Saka Leona t-shirt in the Yapa get dance and they orderiwa ko Pitori orderiwa ko Limpopo give it.
But I'm still running the brand even now.
No my guy, let me tell you what happened with the brand.
Okay.
The guys redesigned the t-shirt. Okay, people are ordering. Now can I look confident how my guy. I made it. So to buy order a Limpopo. So I went to Jet. I was like, give me as many as possible.
Jeez, man.
My guys buying Limpopo. This is the list of orders.
Yeah.
And by that time, there's a lady called that Nolitando.
Yeah.
Nolitando was a social worker that helped me to get a job for Africa Tico. And Nolitando funded
campaign.
Yeah, my t-shirt, like to make it short, I can know this is how much I should pay for printing, I've got the t-shirts, but I need to print
them, yeah.
And I cannot get around with the printers. But they are not answering about that. I know what's in the business, the business,
meetings and all that. Stuff. So you never really knew that.
We didn't know that. And nobody said people didn't know about it. The guys, this is what they were doing. They were taking the t-shirts by the printed, by the delivery. That guy, every time they can deliver, I don't put on at the parking lot. Make it go office, go out, get the t-shirts. There was a time when there was a December, There was a December in 2018. I think the guy, I don't know, my guy, since it's December, the t-shirt is better than the coffee. Okay. The t-shirt. Good just talk us out. I go to Limpopo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Limpopo. Let me company in December. I went to Jet. Give me t-shirt. Give me the t-shirt. I think they gave me about 100 something, 120. Printer one t-shirt was 60 rand Majita. And that t-shirt name cost about 35. Because none got nobody.
Yeah, you're buying yourself.
My guy, I gave the guys cash, I gave them the t-shirts. My guy, DT Africa, no call. I go phone the guys, but we never change the number. I phone no time. Get me this guy's number. So I'm trying to number to that guy. My guy, what did I? My guitar was already company like this in Zimbabwe.
Jeez, man. So they left with your t-shirts?
They left with my t-shirt and my money.
And you have this loan that you took t-shirt. They said you're going to pay back in time.
Kinkile loan. Ne? The package, the t-shirt, cash, the vaile. On a battu vai loro ne ban pile chelete gape chelete ele le ngwe ne itwa deposit from batwa the t-shirt. Now I had to pay those people.
And already at the time you did an enjoyment with that money, knowing that t-shirts are coming.
By that time, that's the time Spanish fell. No, Kikolota Jet, Kikolota about 1 billion deposit. There were some people buying that billion house. Okay, we understand the story. But never let close, especially by the because they know what happened.
Yeah, obviously those are people that are going to understand. But people are out there.
I had to pay them. I had to pay them.
What explain your like to me?
No, I can span. I'm killing guy $2.
That was exciting.
So
until now in the company you can.
Now I don't care. But I don't know them. I only know the guy that was taking my t-shirt. I hate them for stealing my passion for business. Because every time Kizama, any type of business, he can
and you also have trust issues now.
Well,
Thinking that they could actually ride you the same as those other guys.
While naturally I'm suffering mental health issues, anxiety, depression. Even now, it's just that I have a supportive girlfriend who's always there, you know. But honestly speaking, it's a serious thing, my guy. Because this thing is suffer because of a fear of not making it while I have put so much into it. Also, my depression comes from people who've been exploiting me all along. Those people who've been making me performing for free all along for gigs that were paid.
And they just take the money.
And they just took the money. They contributed to this. Guess about the family issues. That's how I raised myself. You know, growing up without. Now some people say I don't have a father figure, and a kid become an animal. I would have chosen to be a Nyaupe guy. I would have chosen.
I think sometimes it goes with how the individual. It's a decision that you have to make.
You make
that okay. I don't want to be like this type of person. I see my father, whoever is this type of person. You can learn from there and be like, this is how I want to push my life. Because I see a lot of people making excuses that okay, my dad was not there. He was doing blah 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 blah. So that's why I'm doing blah 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 blah. Yes, sometimes you can say yes, but I always disagree with that. You can actually
at the end of the day you
can learn from that and decide I want to be this type of person. I want to be this person. I don't want to be like this.
Exactly. So I choose my music as my hobby. So sometimes I believe for every artist that has been doing music for like 5 years and more.
Yeah.
They've once been at a point where they said this shit is not working.
I'm working. Stop. Yeah.
You understand? I've been there so many times. Imagine like 11 years. So many times I say.
And you could have given up.
I think I could have, bro. There was a time I was homeless when was it in 2020?
Yeah.
Because after the Spanish family, I went to move in with the family relatives. And when I leave that family, when they told me that, hey, my guy, you've been trying to do Limpopo. I went to Limpopo, and when I went there, and I looked at Limpopo, I was like, there's nothing left for me here. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's a
lot of opportunities.
I was saying,
China.
Just like people when so I had no place to stay. I went to stay in a church 2020 and 2021. I was staying in a church. And then there was a time, bro, where I was called in your place.
Because you're staying in a church?
I was called in your place because I was 30. And again, there's no access to me. Sharp at some point, there's no access to me. Sometimes. We pay the food parcel. The food parcel.
You just go there and
collect the food parcel. There was a time I got distributed about food parcel. I can get 2 packs.
Yeah, put it on the side.
Yeah. Then I gave to all the people, like he lived, but when they came out, everybody was coming. And from there, I was like, okay, that's my life, and that's how I live. And Tomo Yakomapuli, in Gadikoin,
oh, yeah, okay. Exchanging them with that.
Yeah, he was shaking cash Komapuli, Mapula Wampa 40, it will be like 40 per trip. Just,
yeah,
just some meters. And then, Nikki Gambo, daily load. And there was a one day in my car. I remember the bitch keep doing this. There was 4 numbers: 26, 27, 28, 29.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it. It was 30 December. My birthday is on the 31st December.
On December, yeah.
Yeah, my God. 30 December 2020, my God. Non-group. You know, one period 40 rand, Karakama, 10 rand.
Yeah, just to balance.
Box up. Then I come at the end, I'm going to over my child. I got 20 rand voucher. Daily load online. At night, I came to the result. I got 27 past 9 again. Then I get checking the result. I get 27, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Sure.
Give me a phone. We don't run tell her.
Yeah, like I know.
Like there was this thing, my guy, when I was in Limpopo, my granny instilled in me this thing out. If you are poor, but never did you watch on it. So I had this thing, now I don't deserve better, and that's not good.
Which is it's affecting a lot of people.
My granny, I love her, ne? But every time we fight, our fight was always the poverty. But I understand how she grew up. She grew up in like that. She grew up in poverty and she was told like
and
that.
it was just the environment around
her.
her.
And actually then the bloodline yarena from my mother's side, it's like that nobody has ever made it. You know, nobody. I was the first boy to pass matric. My auntie was the first lady in our family. I'm the first boy. The second boy is my young brother. And we are the only two people.
So you actually broke that.
We broke.
You can call it a generational
curse. Yeah, I'm the first person to speak on radio. The first person to be on stage. I'm the first person to have face appearing on TV in that family line. Just that I didn't appear so many times, and it wasn't this station still to appear. Yeah. Now I will pay bribe. So that's how it happens. Now, let's not pretend as if the industry.
They're gonna have the brown envelopes.
We all know what's happening. You understand? So yeah, my guy, I win 10,000. Actually, it was 8,000. Then the following day,
that's a lot of money, man.
I withdraw 3,000. Kagaya next account because it's my ID by that time.
What
idea ka ne damage, so never ngamisa
the account.
Yeah, so I paid the guy in the account 500.
But you're not scared that this guy could just disappear?
No, I was at national access, the password and everything. And naturally,
okay. So you guys were always sharing the money, like it was like you guys were just a team.
We were a team, yeah. Marna nas am busy. So nakamofa 5 clipper. Marna ntokomela the guy because another guy na kuba pizza in your place, he would give me bread. I give it kwena. I'm people to me. So there was this thing, this guy, you know. But you know, even my girlfriend by that time was working for one of the shops. She didn't understand what kind of a person when she see me dirty, but on social media, I'm this guy with some amazing content.
Like
I'm rapping, I have a talent. Like what's happening with this guy? But she was not my girlfriend. She was a business partner. Yeah. Then we became friends because she wanted to know more about me. So when I won my guy, the following day, I win 470. Can you take one birthday? The following day, I won New Year, I win 550.
Jeez, man.
That man can only until he did 10,000. That's why he did 10,000.
Are you kidding it?
So I channel take it around. Kavaka job ke stock arch. My guy kavaya ka internet cafe. Ka ira di CV cheri mwe mutu because nito nginyaka ke spam.
Yeah, spam sana.
I ira di CV my guy. Ka reka di aparo, ka reka di t-shirt, ka di print alala school. Ka this time I don't sell anything. They are just for me.
Yeah.
Printed the t-shirt my name. Then Gabuela music in Katumo record. Started recording
and
market, I can sell Kirisha art at market, I can market aqua, Katralena sheep. Shoprite and Galena sheep, Kachuna, small retail and small business management. Yeah, with MSc college. I do that, negative transport, I got charity art. You know, transport, I decided charity. My guy, I've seen people win a million gold load.
Yeah, mostly they win millions and they blow it.
My guy, 10,000 sustained me till today because the reason I'm still working today is because of that 10,000. That actually stopped me this year when I was working 2 jobs because I had a part-time job that was paying me well and I had a security job that was paying me well.
But you could have hired somebody just to sell the archer.
Yeah, I could have, my guy, but then I wouldn't be able to even focus and monitor my business because I was tired. I was getting too much tired. Those 2 jobs were draining as well. But then I wanted them to sustain even the talent agency company that I started them.
What's the name of the company?
Afro Gods.
Afro Gods.
Yeah.
So what do? You sign artists or you just push people?
What I was doing at first, I was going out, finding gigs and hiring a talent.
Oh, okay.
Like giving them models, poets, and musicians. But then I changed it to be just a small thing. So now, because I told you I have trust issues and I have a problem with people who don't see the same vision.
It's only the case with people.
Now, go Afro Gods, it's only me, it's a historian poet. Yeah. It's Violet. Violet is not a creative, but she's the person who is happy. She's my best support. Even recently, last week, because I'm going to find out it's Arts Alive as a poet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was there. She was the only person who was there to support me.
So what does she do? She's the manager of the
helping
thing
to manage
all
people, the artists.
Okay. So how many artists you
I have Historian Poet, I have Diabolic, I have Amen Sense. For now, those are the artists I can count on because they are the artists tailoring. There's something somewhere, they are there.
Oh, they're there.
Yeah, they are there. Other artists are just hiring them now. But Leonard, next year, it's not my focus. But I'm not dumping my artist. Amen Sense, Violet, even if she's not an artist, she will always be there.
Yeah, be there.
Amen Sense, Diabolic, I'm not a Historian Poet, I'm not dumping them. I'm writing solo next year, but I'm writing with them where if there's any feature I'm gonna make, it's only them. I'm gonna feature them from Deep Sleuth. Deep Sleuth, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done. I not really. I feel like have you ever been told already you overstayed your visit?
Your visit, yeah. It gets to a point where you feel like, I just need to move. I've been here.
Unfortunately, I got a job for next year in more Deep Sleuth, so I'll still be working with one of the schools, more Deep Sleuth. Yeah. So I can't just move. So I will work for that year. But then other year, 2024. God forbid.
Jeez, man. So you went and worked on an EP this year, right?
Yeah.
Titled
A Sad Prayer.
Sad Prayers.
Title track is A Sad Generation.
What was the motivation behind the whole EP? Because it seems like there's a lot of things that are happening that you don't really talk about, but you talk about them through your music. Because when I was listening to one of the songs, I could pick up that it seems like you went through depression and people didn't know anything about it.
They knew my guy. There are people who used to call me. There's a lady called Jane David.
Yeah.
She's a nurse from Joburg. She used to be in Deep Sleuth some point. Her mom, I think she's still in Deep Sleuth. Jane is one of the friends that would call me and ask if I'm okay. Most of the time when I'm not okay, she knew that I needed money to buy food. And she would send me money. Sometimes she would call at the right time. And she would send me money to go there. So there are people who knew, who didn't care. There was another friend of mine called Kuto Select.
Okay.
Kuto, I didn't. Yeah, she used to send me money as well. There are people. There's a guy called Edwin. I named them.
Yeah, because those are the people that actually were there for you.
Exactly. Some I was borrowing money from them and I couldn't pay them when I said I was gonna pay them. And they never bad-mouthed me. I never had someone Edwin Uruamkolot or Kujo Uruamkolot or whatever.
Yeah.
And those are the people, my guy. When I make real money, those are the people, man.
They'll be like, you getting $1 million, you getting $1 million,
my
you
guy.
getting $1 million.
Hey, $1 million, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna look out for them, my guy. And I don't care. They made it in life, but I'm gonna put something.
But there were more of a support system for you.
Yeah, my
so
guy.
The EP.
So the EP, my guy. There was a night before Kiwina Lotto. I wrote a song. Yeah. I said, how am I gonna get out of this situation? I said I'm gonna write a song. And I'm gonna write a song about prayer. It's gonna be a prayer song. Then I titled it I Hate It. It's a song I was directly confronting God. Telling God that the devil is doing better than you because bad things happen every day.
Jeez. That's deep.
I was questioning God. It was a motivation, but I'm not the first to question God. Marcus Hobson did with Young Mind 7. Joanna Lucas did with Devil's Work, Abutisa, why you taking good people and giving us the bad ones. Dex did it with Dear God.
Dear God, yeah, I know the song.
And look at the history of Majita. They went to Christian school.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was a preacher for Seventh-day Adventist at some point. That's the story I don't want to talk about. Because but I'm running away from my music. So I wrote I Hate It, and I hate it. I didn't know what kind of project I would put it in. And then when I met Silence last year, I said to him that Silence, man, I wanna record an album. Yeah, I said album TVJ CDFE coming for everything.
Yeah.
Then when we're doing that, I felt some songs were not what I wanted. Some songs were good. And I felt like those good songs, they need something before reading.
Yeah.
So I said, let me do an EP, give it a play. And then where I tell because I can't tell my depression when I'm successful. I want to tell it now. And then when I'm successful, give it like a success. When you go to case, but where he used to talk about struggle, now he talk about basis.
Yeah, he talks about basis and money.
You understand?
And he has money.
Yeah, I wanted to build my story like that, but then it didn't really work out because I felt like I didn't take set prayer to the right audience. But I'm still pushing it. You saw the video I uploaded.
Yeah, I saw the video. I actually saw the video. That's when I was like, oh.
I didn't boost it, but it had a very good engagement.
Because I think a lot of people, mostly our generation, we're going through so much. We're going through a lot.
So they could.
You could see me today being happy and all that. Tomorrow it's another day where I'm just going through so much that I can't actually. So I think a lot of people, they actually, it's not you taking it to a wrong audience.
Yeah.
There are people which is they actually relate to that.
Yeah.
Because one thing about music is that there's always people who are going to relate to situations.
But I have a plan which I'm planning to do first month of next year. Although Kinoko Investable project next year, I'm writing an album, the whole album.
So it's going to consist of how many songs? 12 songs.
Yeah, that's what I wanted out of CFE. So this one I'm gonna title it Koti. Koti. Little Koti King.
Danger. Yeah. It stands for danger. Yeah.
Yeah, Koti. It's in accident.
Yeah.
Danger.
Yeah. Ingos.
Yeah. So very good. Yeah.
So what would be the content of that album? What are we
going back to my roots, my guy. I've realized that stick to what you do best. Stop trying to follow the trends and go where people go.
Yeah.
Some people are still where they are because they do what they've been doing. You know, some people, they blow up with what they've been doing and then they focus on other things. Like Bumo Mulimo, they got exposure, and then they turned to farming engineering, you know. And then now I've realized that as much as I developed passion for business, but I feel like, let me blow up with what I do best, which is Mutuako. And Mutuako waka is different. I want to do Singanga, I want to do because Mutuako waka is consist of Sepedi.
Doesn't consist of okay.
Sepedi, Sesotho, Setswana. All the languages in Soto, you know. I got the Zulus and Xhosas there in Nguni.
Yeah, in Nguni.
And not Rwanda Soto. Never Bangla no class Soto. Maraba Soto this.
I give it
South and Soto. Yeah. The understood. So Soto can so no Nigeria self prince about Soto. Yeah, when I want that
so that's what you do.
So that's what I do. I do Mutuako. So this album is Mutuako, but this is another interesting thing in it. There's a track game.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty dope.
So it's gonna serve everyone, but it dominated the whole album. Going back to what I was known for. When I became a runner-up, go Thobela FM Hip Hop Heritage, it was because of Sipik. When I became a runner-up PNP, because of Sipik, when I took Deep Sleep Lifestyle Award as the best artist, it's because my project was in Sipik. Why am I, said prayer was English. Okay, I was trying to. So first month, next year, Kileho Regisa said prayer, we go send up in UK and go into in the United States. So
but how's the fan base in UK? Because I see a lot of people once they drop music that goes to UK, they've made it.
Yeah, there's a.
What's the difference between the UK market and the South African market and the American market?
They take English serious because that's the language they understand. Okay. Now that's my reason.
But they dance for anything. I see even piano songs when they made Afro beats, piano.
My guy, I forgot it was a cool song that was making. Yeah, it's because it was played by a well-known DJ that time.
That's why, okay.
Yeah. So most their music was South Africa or Venek or blow up
in UK
because someone will on top. We know her Master KG Jerusalem.
Yeah, it's just it
was played by someone influential as well. Man, So nothing about Warmela music over understand English and depression.
Because that's the modern day. A lot of people are going through depression.
Exactly. But after that, from February, I'm not gonna be pushing it. I'm not gonna be pushing.
Oh, that's when you're gonna start. Gonna be on the album more.
On this album, working on it until it releases.
So when are you planning to drop the album?
Maybe June or May. Because I can take it drop the single along the way.
Along the way.
Yeah, the single.
That makes sense.
I'll drop the first single, Y'all Have Song, just for people who are really good Valentine.
Oh, for February, for Valentine. Ah, that's pretty nice.
There's a song I'm working on June. So, and then 80 years, but what I'm piano nyana, I don't care what I'm classify as what. I only hip hop. I say papa.
As they say, street cred doesn't pay rent, you know.
Thank you.
You can have a street cred, but it won't pay rent at the end of the day.
Exactly, my guy. So I'm gonna be giving it.
So you're just versatile. You're almost gonna be versatile.
Versatile.
So it's not gonna be
rap,
hip hop album.
But
because there's this thing of a lot of people. Once you decide, especially in the hip hop community, once you decide, okay, let me try out and do a piano song, they call you a sellout. What's the story?
What are you selling out? Hip hop is your papa.
Because they're like, no. For example, there's a couple of artists, big artists. There's like your Casper's. He decided that he's taking the piano.
Casper is the best example.
Then,
why?
Because now people are saying that no, he sold out. Now why is he doing piano? What's that? Like it's like I feel like hip hop fans. They feel the entitlement in the hip hop fans. They're like, you gotta stick to hip hop even if you die.
My guy, these people used to respect the Reason so much. Now it took Reason 10 years to make it, and he was doing strictly hip hop.
Yeah, he was doing hip hop.
Luckily, he blew up guy on hip hop, but right now he do whatever he finds.
And did he blow up?
And he blew up, my guy.
I'm not really sure.
He blew up. It's just that there are artists who blew up, my guy, but the industry doesn't give them the hype they deserve. Like your AB Crazy, like making some couple of artists today. These guys are very dope, and I feel like industry innova.
Yeah, when you talk about AB Crazy at this point was supposed to be one of the biggest. I remember when AB Crazy was coming through the scene during the YFM season scoop.
Which is news.
He had like which is news. AB Crazy was that guy. It was just that guy, you know.
Nah, the killer hooks. Nah, Fifi Cooper. Straight over in the kisses.
Yeah.
Who can even take my AB Crazy? But Fifi Cooper, she became way an AB Crazy one. Well, so I feel like, but what's on the AB Crazy, the man, not really focalistic, yes, but there's this guy, man, from Tembisa who's more like, who featured Casper, Franco, what Franco? Who's Franco? Mama Franco. Frank Casino. I thought he was from USA now.
I also remember the first. I don't know if it was the first thing, but the first commercial mainstream single. What was the title? Sauce. That something to do with Sauce. I also at first thought because at the time when he was blowing up, there were a whole lot of artists in the US. There was your Mick Jenkins that were blowing up. He sounded similar to Mick Jenkins. I was like, okay. But later on, that's when I realized, this guy is local because I had some of the content on his music.
Yeah. So now I believe most of the dopest artists are on the come are the ones that industry have a sideline, you know.
But it's all about making money in the industry. You can be dope, right? You understand? You can be dope, but what they're looking for is numbers. But
I see AB Crazy being big next year. I pray for you, AB Crazy, where you are, my guy. You deserve to be one of the best. He's gonna be big next year because he started singing in Zulu.
So you saying that once you start singing Zulu, you get recognition?
Zulu language in South Africa is not a mark.
Okay.
How can I go taxi or Sani Bonan? Not a Sani Bonan, and I go sometimes more out thinking, not a Sani Bonan, which one respond to us. It's all you know, I felt Zulu language, my guy, we can't, it has power in Gauteng. You know, and we all know for Gauteng the city of gold. Yeah. Music now. So now, if you are using that, most people can relate to. I'm not saying Setswana would have can make him.
Motswako was big. At some point, you know, Motswako was like, you know.
Even if you are singing in Setswana, I was gonna say AB Crazy next thing. The fact that he's coming to the neck maybe ke feel gore, because he was just too.
So you think people in South Africa, they connect to you more when you sing than when you do sing in English?
Yeah, that's why the biggest hip hop music we can label re tlo phela re bolela ka Requesta, re tlo bolela ka Tear Gas, yellow le KO today.
Yeah, KO is big.
Why Dubza is big like KO?
I don't know.
It's about
But personally, I feel like KO, he's being consistent. He's being
consistent
for 17 years in the game. Like now, this is like 17 years in the game, and he's been on top of the top 5.
Yeah,
people that kept him, and also maybe it's also the fact that he raps in Vernac.
And Vernac, exactly. So Vernac, the way to go, guys. English la ka ba kutu ka ba mahlatsi ka tswana le STC or English, ka ba mahlatsi, but it's only the few that would make it that,
So you say in South Africa, the Vernac still dominates more than you rapping.
As long as you move.
Yeah.
I don't blame South Africans not giving my project, my EP set prayer, that hype they used to give me Kamadiba and all that. It's because
the language.
They have with Vernac. I should be consistent in Vernac, and that's why next year, Koti. I tackled it. Koti, and develop it. Yeah, Vernac, go back to my roots. That's what I'll be focusing on next year. But in the meantime, I'll be working. I'm going for 9-to-5 job, something that I hate with passion. My new boss, hello.
But you gotta do it. You gotta do it in order for you to continue.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it so that I can fund what I'm doing. And it's not that long. It's a year contract, and it's something that I love. Still working with kids. It's something that I love so much. So it's not like it's a little stressed or I can't the environment. No, I love
the environment and working with kids also.
I love working with kids. I just don't like the idea of 9-to-5. God bless me. I'll enjoy, I'll overcome all the frustrations. Yeah.
That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. So the state of hip hop.
Yeah.
At this point, do you think hip hop it's growing or it's slowly dying in South Africa?
It's growing.
It's growing.
Amazingly growing. You want me to elaborate?
Because in the last 10 years, actually the last 5 years, we only had few artists that came in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was one of those artists which blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's few, man.
Let's cut to Mapiano. There was a hip hop when there was Kwaito. There was hip hop when there's Afro pop, hip hop was still there. There was hip hop at the time of Pro. Hip hop kama kwa munadala bumakati, basa lo. Hip hop kama piano, isalite. Hip hop itlabateni.
But
forever.
But it seems like piano is here for to stay.
Whether piano is here to stay or it's here to visit.
Because 5 years ago, people were like, "Nah, we're giving piano 2 years." Now it's another 5 years of domination.
The piano will stay because deep house doesn't really make the sense it used to. So it's like deep house in a new version.
Mm-hmm.
Deep house in it. So it's like hip hop Waikere will stay forever. It keeps changing. There was a time of old school where everybody wanted to be Tupac.
Yeah.
Then kibolela South African hip hop. Then Ratla Mutswako.
Yeah, there was an era of
Mutswako. Then this Kanda and Batomu mixa hip hop le Kwaito nyana Requesta, Kid X. Then okay, Kie Wapele okay ni moyo na Kespa Liana was doing that, KO was doing that. And then AKA Atomo for this I can tell the vibing and Nika Koshana Jahale, Busha Kosata Hale, sampling, and
this sampling is crazy.
And then Yabakwa Batumu join. And then MTR trap Bella, hey, we didn't understand it like that. Now when it's see that like a trap rap. It's serious. It's there. And now anyone can do anything they want to do with. As long as you have that 808 on your beat killing it. Aye, they love it. We don't know what it will evolve to, but I love how it rapidly evolved. Like in all the subgenres of Baya and Adiduli Sabak, Adiantan, those
but it's the same as piano, because even piano is doing the same.
Yeah.
Like it started out with the Sheshakero era. It came in with them Tudor, Joel, and then it went in. There's like people like Kelvin Momo now,
There is a
there's your Small, there's Pori. I think it's also evolving, which is it's also, I feel like it's opening doors for so many.
So that's why I have piano and hip hop. So I can't play. I don't want to be the king of hip hop. This street credit thing doesn't pay bills. Casper said it. Yeah, man. And hip hop. I will always repeat that. So I have hip hop and piano and reggae coming
in the same
one
project.
Yeah, reggae. Tell you a story about reggae. When I was young, my auntie bought me a cassette. Yeah, like you do. Yeah, I played. I knew all the songs.
On the cassette.
Yeah. Reggae, baby, I can't tell you wherever you are.
Yeah, those were
all
like
those
famous songs that like you do draw.
Yeah, so and they can check out Sean Paul. What kind of a sound? I followed Bongo Ride. I can't believe I have him on my WhatsApp now. He view my status every day. That's amazing. Bongo Ride, yeah, I would listen to Bongo Ride. Oh my bless, and I had that thing, man. I always had that thing. This is a nice sound.
Yeah, it's a nice sound, yeah.
So I took reggae, raga, and I was like, I can even do this on hip hop beats. You understand? Yeah. So that's why my album is. So hip hop, my guy. Your question being that is it dying? It will never die. My answer is it's like ANC. It's here forever. It's like the government. It's here forever. Well, what? I read the ANC.
I didn't say anything. So in closing, what message could you actually give to a kid out there who grew up in a similar situation that you grew up in? What kind of message can you tell the kid?
Just know that you are on your own. You are alone. I'm not gonna try.
Okay.
You are alone. When I lost my mom, and when I last saw my dad, the family relatives promised they would be there for me.
That's how they.
But there was a point I was homeless. Where were they? You are on your own. Last advice: take decisions, not advices. People will advise you, my guy. Let me tell you, everybody wanna help you, but nobody wanna know what you need to get that help. You understand? Our help is not the same. As an artist, other artists need managers. Not any artist need managers. Others they need managers. Some they need PR. Some they just need money. If you give them money, they know what to invest in their music for them to blow up. So take that, because some people still give lame advices. The person will be like, hey, yo, Lalas, you need to put your music on YouTube. Who doesn't know that? Who doesn't put their music on YouTube? You need to check Casper on Twitter. Are you in Casper? You're going to take it. Are you? How many people are taking Casper? What makes you think he's gonna see? Millions and thousands of people have checked Casper. Casper so messed the difference.
Yeah.
Is he that big? It's not like Casper won't go that big like another Casper. He still needs to focus on himself. He's got his own life.
I hear you.
Don't ever think, or there's a certain artist that is gonna help you. Artists can't help you. Let me tell you, artists can't help you. They also have people who are helping them.
So you need to push.
You need to push.
And stop expecting people to actually put you on.
Yes. And please unfollow most celebrities and start following journalists and PR and radio presenters and TV presenters. Those are the people that are going to put you on. Artists won't put you on. They love your music, but they are afraid, they are intimidated by your talent and your potential. They don't want you to be bigger than them. Unfollow artists, celebrities, and start following people who are behind the scene. Yeah. They are the ones who are going to put you up front, because they don't mind being behind for you to shine in front and make money for them. Lastly, don't be afraid to pay bribe. That's the only way. Bribe is illegal in most South Africa. Ugas fit to go free. Ugas, hey, cold drink here.
So you're promoting corruption?
I'm not promoting corruption. I'm promoting bribe.
But you say that they should pay bribe.
Bribe in our music industry
By your line,
is the only way. My guy, when you pay somebody to PR you,
yeah,
you are paying them to go and bribe the radio station. Why are we afraid? Ricky said this thing, or just because I'm meeting my guys at Cafe Jordan. My guy, there are so many channels that are closing us. What is the PR for in the industry? Why do we have a PR? We have a PR so that the PR can go and bribe for us to be out there.
Okay.
So if you invest in your music, get a PR, get the print people who are working for magazine and newspapers. They are hungry, they want to make extra money, help them. Then they will help you. They will put you. I'm giving them a way to success.
So it's you scratch my back, I scratch your back.
That's how it works. My guy, some things. Mputa President Nkele Thabo Mbeki, he was not president for too long. Yes, now, no accusation, yeah, corruption.
Yeah, hey, not for make sure, eh?
Ne?
Yeah, no.
Mputa President one, ayo. Ne? Ayo. Did the president Chakokoni? So na ke faba to and about tushi mood.
Yeah. Well,
Na ke tusha the artist. The artist.
That's what they need to do.
Pay PR, you'll be fine. And PR yeah too.
Yeah, it's quite expensive, but it makes sense. It's a lot of sense. So yeah, thanks for pulling through to the show. Yeah, it was a very interesting conversation that we had.
Yeah.
Folks at home, continue subscribing to the channel, liking the page, sharing. See you guys next time. Enjoy your festive.